Welcome, reading one. You chose Rhodochrosite. The key words for this beautiful stone is relationships, compassion, I should say are relationships, compassion, blessings, love, and joy. It is through our relationships with others that we learn more about our own character. From a higher perspective, everyone we encounter is a reflection of ourselves, and the universe has placed around us the things that will help us expand our love and tolerance. We meet people we like and people we dislike. When we see what we consider to be positive traits in others, we align with these characteristics because we believe them to be good. Yet, when we see what we consider to be negative aspects in others' characters, we refuse to see those same traits in ourselves because we judge them as bad. Yet the truth is that we have each trait within us, either currently or in the past. Otherwise, we would not be able to recognize those traits in another. You are being urged to examine the traits you don't like in others. And rather than merely judge them as bad, quote unquote, or avoiding them, look at what they reflect within you. Listen to the birds, by the way. Developing a compassionate attitude will help you realize that often the judgments we make about others are judgments we make about ourselves. All relationships are a mixture of positive and negative. They help us broaden our understanding of life and love and help us to see more of who we are. And each one has an affirmation, and this is your affirmation. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, let me get a good lighting in there. Hold on, honeys. Okay, this is your affirmation. I love and accept myself as I am. I love and accept the world as it is. Deep in my heart, I know that beyond my perceptions of good and bad, only love exists. This is a tough one right now. I'm going through this myself. Love is really what needs to be on the menu right now, but it seems to be the one that's the hardest because if someone, quote unquote, wrongs us, hurts us, right? Ooh, when I looked down, it was 222. What did I just talk about? If you didn't watch the beginning, at the beginning, Spirit likes to download messages for the collective. So if you didn't watch that, you may want to go back and watch that because we spoke about that 222 and the number 6. Some really good spirit medicine there. But that's what I'm feeling from you guys too, is getting creative with your love and with your friends and with your family. I heard the word creative because the number 6, I want to read it. They asked me to read it. And it could be that because some of you aren't going to go back, but they're like, you really need this medicine. Okay, so number 6 is about success and peace. And I also heard Spirit saying that pride is something that's really hard. You know, pride and ego go hand in hand. And if we're, saying, oh, well, they wronged me or that happened. So I'm not even, I'm done. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to deal with this, blah, blah, blah. They're saying, remember that the number 6 is about success, peace, happiness, communication, highly creative energy, harmony restored, new opportunities, hard work paying off after the hardship of 5, right? 5's a really tough one. 5's are about obstacles and difficulty, conflict, loss, lack of faith, imbalance, and change. So it's time to recharge your batteries. Let it go. Let it flow. And I'm looking at this. Okay. So those were the messages from the Crystal Oracle. I feel like there's something in here they want you to look at. So hold on. Let me see what it is. This is really powerful. So my notes that I took the last reading that I was given from one of my shamans, which was many moons ago now, but it just like flew open. It was so crazy. And she spoke about grandmother spiders. So you might want to work with the grandmother spider energy. They're the web weavers of creation. Work with the medicine shield. I'm also hearing boundaries and not to be the defendant. You're not in a courtroom, right? You don't have to be the judge, jury, prosecution, and the defendant, right? Like forgiveness, having forgiveness and compassion right now for yourself, for others, definitely for yourself. I'm hearing, and like the way that maybe you're handling things, maybe you're used to being somebody who's a little more gentle. Also, and they're saying it's okay to be angry and it's okay to be frustrated, right? We just have to be mindful of where we're spewing that venom. And also, they wanted me to talk about how strong wood grows slowly. The spirit of crazy horse. So lead by example, be compassionate, forgive, forgive, forgive. Forgiveness is really hard, because it's like that old saying, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. There's also something in there about that. It's like, how many times do I have to forgive? How many times do I have to keep taking the high road? They're like, every fucking time, until everybody starts doing it. And we are the leaders right now. We are the ones that are leading the way. If you found yourself to my channel, there's no accident. You're here for a reason. You need to take time to heal. Everything takes time to heal. So let's hear from Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements. And if you have never read that book, please, I highly recommend that you get it and read it cover to cover. It's wonderful. It really helps. And maybe you can even read it with somebody like your partner or family or friend or somebody, maybe do a book club with people that you love and be like, well, this is some rough shit right now, because we are in it now. Whenever you watch this, they're timeless always, but in real time, it's May 4th, 2022. So we've only been, since April 30th, we had the beginning of eclipse season. So we're only 5 days in. We still have until, the 16th. We've got the full moon in Scorpio over the 15th over the 16th. And those of you who are water signs are probably struggling even more than most people. And if you're a Scorpio, like myself, my moon's in Scorpio, holy shit, I am running the fucking gamut. I am like, 1 minute, I'm like, my intuition is good and I'm like synced in. I feel really good. The next minute I'm crying, I'm angry, I'm looking at shit online that I'm like, who am I? Like, this is like old shit. And it's just like, it's bringing out like my stinger. It's just not pretty. So, if you may be dealing with a Scorpio as well, just remember, if they've got strong Scorpio in their placement, there's a lot going on astrologically, of course, but that full moon is like no joke. And this eclipse cycle is no joke. So we really need to take really good care of ourselves and tread as lightly as possible. Even when it's difficult to do so, we really need to. Okay, so the first one you pulled is don't take anything personally. This one's hard, isn't it? Ugh, this one's so hard. Ignore the opinions of others. It's one of the hardest agreements, but it's one of the most powerful ones. And it says, whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. So whatever they think about you is not about you, but it is about them. And this is important for us to remember, because I know for myself, I was realizing, and he's a self-proclaimed narcissist, but my partner is a narcissist and I'm an empath, and I was raised by narcissists, and I've been very narcissistic throughout my life. I'm not a narcissist, but I've been very narcissistic. And it's only because like I didn't understand my gifts. Like I had this old, like I was born old, and I just had this soul knowledge. And when I would try to like help people or whatever, it's like, they only wanted my help until they didn't want my help, right? Then I was a know-it-all. Then I was a narcissist and I was making everything about me. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to like tell you like, hey, that happened to me too. And I'm just trying to show you my story so that you're not alone. And people kept taking that as narcissism. And I was like, and I didn't understand. And now I realize I'm a teacher. That's my job. I everything that I'm here with you doing, I walked it myself. Maybe not exactly your story, but in my story, oh, butterfly just flew by. So for some of you, that was a message from, if you have butterflies from a family member or someone who's passed over, they just wanted to say hi. I feel like there's a lot of you. So they're just saying that hi and they love you and they got your back. Call on the ancestors. Call on the ancestors. When you're feeling, not so strong, call on them and be like, I need your help right now. Like it's tough out there, be like, I need your help. Sorry, I'm trying to bring more light in. I spoke about this at the beginning, but I don't have candles right now. Oh, I need to get to the store. But it's really difficult to have relationships with people when we're, bouncing negative shit off of each other constantly. Somebody has to take the high road, and that's the issue right now. Spirit said, think about this for a second. So if you're an empath, if this resonates with you, most likely you're empaths in this pile, because look at how they're like kind of self-soothing. They're kind of like hugging themselves. It's like their heads on their shoulder, like, I'm just going to ignore what they said because I know deep down they really love me. They're just going through a rough patch right now, right? Exactly. That's what Spirit said. They're just going through a rough patch right now. Not everybody is going to treat you like that, Interesting though that this mahogany obsidian was kind of cradling them. So it's got like, it's hard to tell with the lighting, but it's got like brown and black in it. It's called mahogany obsidian. So get yourself some. If not, just research it. Ooh, also, if you're into runes, Spirit doesn't have me always read the runes, but they do have me show it. So you can research this. It's not that hard to find. It's an X everywhere you look at it, right? Could be a cross. But that's not going to be for everybody, right? That's this message ain't for everybody, just the sexy people. Remember that song? That doesn't mean anything. I'm just singing the song. But if it doesn't if you know what I mean, like, don't make a medicine your medicine if it's not your medicine. Also, I'm hearing for some of you who are guys, like they like had the rock there, like protecting your nuts, because they're like, it's like you feel like somebody just keep kicking you in the nuts over and over. Maybe you're the sweet empath, and your partner. Because I feel like this is a divine feminine, divine masculine. So however this resonates for you, but it definitely feels like a female energy who's like, you're a fucking asshole, or you're like, you know what I mean? Like, you're a piece of shit, and you're just like, no. And you're like, I just keep getting kicked in the nuts. I don't know how do I deal with them when they're like this? And it's like, well, you got to remember that you signed on for this. And as shitty as that sounds sometimes, you did sign on for this. However, you don't have to stay around. If it's too much for you, you can go. Whatever is meant to be will be. So if you need to walk away for a while, like, I seriously, like right now, in this moment, I don't know how I'm going to feel 10 minutes from now, but right now in this moment, if someone was like, oh, would you like to go stay here for this summer and be away from your partner for 3 months? I'd be like, oh my God, yes, please. Because right now I feel like I am trying to stay in a high vibration. I'm trying to, I have my own shit going on. I don't have the time or the luxury to take on my partner shit right now. I just don't. None of us do. But at the same time, they need to go what they're going through. And it's going to be darker and harder for those who are really in the dark anyway. There's some of us who live more in the dark than in the light. And so imagine what it's like right now in eclipse season and right, in this shadow of Mercury retrograde. It is fucked up. It's bringing up some really ugly, dark, nasty, disgusting things, I'm sure. I am witnessing my own things from other people, their actions, the way people are talking to each other. So Spirit's saying, you are not alone in this. There's a lot going on. Also, the ant, our little ant friend came back today. I haven't seen him in a while, but they came back and they wanted to let you know that you just need to be very patient with them. And even if the patience is, I'm going to give you some space. Hey, call some friends, call some family, be like, hey, mom and dad, can I come stay with you for the weekend? Take some time away, take some breathing room. Even if it's from your kids, leave your kids with your partner, or with some friends, or with your parents, and you go with your partner or your friends and go, you know what I mean? The weather in the northern hemisphere is getting nicer. In the southern hemisphere, I'm not really sure, but right now, utilize that energy, get outdoors, get connected, and definitely, if you can afford to do so, get yourself some rhodochrosite. This is, they chose you, right? They want to work with you. Okay, so the next one is, don't take anything personally. Oh my gosh. I know this one's hard. Love and respect yourself. And look at looks like angel wings, doesn't it? It looks like angel wings made out of a heart. I love it. And look at, again, hugging themselves, self-soothing. Oh, wait, let me read the back. Okay. So it says, you are never responsible for the actions of others, but you are responsible for you. If someone is not treating you with love and respect, it is a gift that they walk away from you. You may hurt for a while, but your heart will eventually heal. Yeah. And again, nothing lasts forever. If you're meant to come back into play with this person, you will. And if you're not, then say thank you for, thanks for the memories, right? Like, thank you. I love you. With gratitude, let us part ways. you know? I mean, right now for myself, like I can't tell if it's like this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like I am so grounded. I'm probably one of the most grounded. Like I'm with spirit, you know what I mean? But I am like every day doing my damnedest to try and keep it together. So I feel you. But I honestly right now I'm like I would rather be single. I'm just like I can't. And I know that sounds so selfish, but I'm just like I can't. I can't, because there's only so much we can take, and then we just have to finally be like, oh my god, I've said this before in readings and I'll say it again. If you're familiar with Sex in the City, especially, Samantha used to say this all the time, but in the movie, and the first movie they did, when she breaks up with her person, in case you've never seen it, I don't want to give it away. When she breaks up with her person, she's like, I'm just going to say the one thing that I know that you're not supposed to say, but it's the truth right now. And she's like, I love me more than I love you. And she's like, I've had a relationship with myself for 50 years. And, she's like, she was about to turn 50 and she's like, I'm sorry. Like, if we come back around, cool. But she's like, I'm out. So Spirit's saying the same thing for you. Like, you have to love and respect yourself. And this one is so hard. This one is so hard. This is the first time I'm being really open and vulnerable and honest with you guys. This is the first time in my entire life, speaking of being 50, this is the first time in my entire life that I am genuinely okay with whatever happens moving forward. I know I'm going to cry and be upset and be in pain. I mean, I've been through breakups. It sucks. I've been through a divorce. If I have to go through another one, I'm like, then that's what happens. And I'm not saying that in like a slighted way. I'm just saying, like, I want them to be happy. I want to be happy. We cannot hold on to another person out of ego. And, Deepak Chopra inspired the theme of this reading. And my favorite thing from him is ego is edging God energy out, right? So it's like edging God out, edging God/goddess, but it's God like creator energy. By you saying that you think you know more or you think you know better than your higher self or spirit. And when it's like spirit is here to help you, to work with you, to teach you, to mend you. But, well, thank you, Spirit. They said we're here to mend ourselves, but you know what I'm saying? They're here to help us learn how to mend ourselves. But we cannot heal another person. What's that old saying? Happiness is an inside job. It really is. There's nothing you can do to save this person or change this person. This could be my pile. I go back sometimes and I'll be like, or is this one, for me too? And it's hard to hear the medicine. I'm with you right now. I feel you so deeply. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is the first time they're having me pull out two at the same time. So we have don't make assumptions and always do your best. And don't make assumptions says be aware of unconscious assumptions and surrender and let go of the past. Also, my eyes were gazed over to the witching hour. And on that candle, it says bloom and prosper. And that's exactly what we're meant to do here. Bloom and prosper. Bloom and prosper. So on the back of this one, and don't make assumptions. So this is one of the 4 agreements. It says, assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. Right? What's that old saying? When you assume you make an ass out of you and me. It's true. Because we don't really know, right? Also, Spirit's saying, that old saying, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And when they say that, they're talking about opera, the beautiful goddess energy. And fat is beautiful, speaking of. Okay, and then the next one was surrender and let go of the past. And look, we've got 2 birds there. So obviously, and there's like, see how this is like a head and you can see the eyebrows and it's like their third eye. It also, to me, looks like a flame. Like there's a fire under their nest and somebody's, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna start on fire. Like somebody's got it. You got to let go of the past or else it's going to, burn you alive. And it says also, it could be, we're dealing with fire signs here, you or your person. That's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It says, whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means that you can enjoy that is happening right now. Also, look at the little ant. Where'd you go, buddy? See him walking around? Look at him. He's like, look at me, look at me. So look up ant spirit medicine if you haven't done that already. Okay. And we have, let's move this over here. Surrender, let go of the past. Okay, and we have 2 more from that deck. I think we have 2 more from that deck. Oh, they pulled them back. So maybe they want to, okay, so I'm hearing for some of you, you need some clarifiers. So I'm going to pull out the Answer is Simple deck. I love this deck. I just wanted to show you because it's just so cute. So this is the Answer is Simple deck, and also more butterflies. And look at this. Also, like, they wanted me to show you, see the bird that's like bringing you a peace offering, like a flower? And look at this. Waxing crescent moon. I love when they, I'm not sure why they're doing something, and then I'm like, oh, I get it, I get it, I get it. So look up butterfly spirit animal as well. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, can we get some clarifiers on reading number 1? So we've got, out of the 4 agreements, we have, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Ignore the opinions of others, love and respect yourself, and be aware of unconscious assumptions, and surrender and let go of the past. So let me see. One just flew on the floor. I always, when they fly on the floor, I always like do a double check to make sure that that's, you know, indeed, in fact, your message. When I also looked down, it was 2155. So if you, for angel number 2155. Oh, number 30, rebel. Okay. So I'm feeling, I'm going to actually put this in front of the moon because I feel like this is you guys and them. I feel like this is you and your person or whoever you're dealing with. This could be family, friend. It doesn't have to necessarily be a significant other. You know, I don't like to leave my singles out because the truth is it's a mass reading for many people. But I like that they had me cover that up a little bit. You can still kind of see the word surrender. So it sounds like maybe you're rebelling against, you know, like you're not really being yourself. You're doing something that you wouldn't normally do. Or maybe when you're in these relationships with these people, it's like there's a side of you that's not really healthy. Maybe you don't really like being a rebel, but they're more rebellious. But I'm just hearing also maybe surrender to the rebel, like surrender to, like, that's who they are. Like, that's who you married, or that's who's, you know what I mean? Like, that's who you chose to be your parent. That's who you chose, you know what I mean? Like, whoever, insert your story here. But it's like, that's who they are. And you really can't ask them to change who they are for you or anybody. None of us should ever change who we are for anybody. Oh, look at this one. Also, they wanted me to point out that was number 30 for rebel. And this is number 39, accept love. Accept love. I know this sounds silly, or may sound silly, but my stomach is really growling. And I do long fasts and do things all the time and whatever, but I just feel like for some of you, like, you're love hungry. Like, you're so hungry for love that you're, you know, you're allowing these people to disrespect you because the only love that you've ever known is unhealthy love. And Spirit's saying, how long are you going to ignore the fact that this is like slowly killing you? Like, it's literally slowly killing you. And you deserve so much more. And also they say, you know, you're allowing them to treat you that way. Like, you're showing them how to treat you. Even if it's unhealthy, you're showing them how to treat you. So Spirit's saying, wouldn't it be better if you took better care of yourself? And the more you take good care of yourself, the less you're going to accept this crap from people, right? Because you're like, no, I'm not going to accept that. Look at this, number 43. It's because you've always put others first. But when you're constantly putting others first, then you get depleted. It's the old adage, you know, putting your oxygen mask on first. Because if the plane's going down and you got to help other people, if you cannot breathe, how can you help them? You can't. So you do have to put on your oxygen mask first. And let me see if they want me to read any. Do we want to read any more from these cards right now? Okay, so we're going to pull a few more from the Answers Simple deck. I'm hearing there's a few more clarifiers. Can we get a few more clarifiers for those in this group that maybe, whatever your question is, just ask it and they'll, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, it's like time doesn't really exist. Oh, decorate, number 50. Oh, look at that. I was just talking about being 50 and the number 50. Number 5, because it's all about change and transformation. And number 43 for put others first is also number 7. So decorate and look at this fairy energy. I love the fairies. Oh, and the car going by, they're like, let it go. Yeah, decorate. See how they're making the bird look all pretty? Oh, I love this card. They're saying decorate, have fun, enjoy life. Like I'm hearing like, you know, it's time for you to like really enjoy life. Because you're allowing, and look at this, you've got 2 cards here where they're hugging themselves. And then this card, I'm not sure what's happening there. Is it a deck? Is it a line? And beware of unconscious assumptions. I'm not even really sure what's happening with that picture. So, but obviously the surrender and let go, the 2 birds. And those look like 2 little baby eagles, don't they? Or they could be, anyway, so if that resonates with you. But then we got another bird here. So there's something with that too. I heard parakeet. Maybe you guys have a parakeet or you've wanted a parakeet or something. Number 31, keep dancing. Just keep going. And for those of you who want to stay in union, because this is for the relationships now, for those of you, also they said, redecorate your home. Do something different, like really like shake it up this moon cycle, like really, really shake it up. I'm serious. Like, you know, if you've been thinking about moving a room around or moving furniture, they're saying like, this is your absolutely yes, do it. You will be so happy that you did. Maybe you need to buy some new furniture or, you know, go to a secondhand store and redo a piece of furniture. But I'm just hearing it's definitely like about being creative. But for those of you who are like, I will fight for this. I will fight for this love. I will fight for this union. I will fight. They're like, okay, that's fine. You can do that, but you have got to let go of the past. That's the only way you're going to move forward, is to let go of the past. That's the only way it's ever going to happen. But if you do, and you agree every day to work on this together, not one of you keeping the relationship afloat and breathing oxygen into it, both of you together. If you let the light in, you know that song, Brave by Sarah Bareilles? You know, she's like, you got to let the light in. You got to let the light in. Don't let the darkness rule what's happening with you guys right now. Okay, here we go. Then the next one is don't make assumptions. Another one. Don't make assumptions. Be yourself around others. Look, it looks like she's wearing like a cool lampshade hat on her head that she probably made herself because she's really awesome, right? So don't make assumptions. The biggest assumption that humans make is that everyone sees life the way we do. We assume that others think the way we think, feel the way we feel, judge the way we judge, and abuse the way we abuse. We are afraid to be ourselves around others because we think others will judge us, victimize us, abuse us, and blame us as we do ourselves. And look at that, ignoring the opinion of others, like, hello. Very powerful. So you need to be yourself and ignore the opinions of others. You're awesome just the way you are. You're an individual. I'm even going to go back to Rhodochrosite because, you know, remember it was about achievement, potential, emotional balance. Oops, sorry, that was on Rhodonite. But maybe someone needed to hear that. Also, I saw rose quartz. So rutilated quartz. Let's see. Nope. We are in... because I feel like some of you need to hear these words again. Okay, so this is the Rhodochrosite is relationships, compassion, blessings, love, and joy. It all keeps coming back. No matter how light I'm trying to make these, It all comes back to the same thing. It's just about right now. Well, just at least for you. And at the beginning of this, who knows what the other readings will hold. But, you know, we are all dealing with our own relationships with self and with others, right? Because the happiness is an inside job. And when we try to control other people or what's happening, when we don't surrender and let go, when we're trying so hard to control, manipulate, cajole, and get things to go our way, we become almost anonymous to ourselves. We lose ourselves. So make sure that you don't lose yourself. This is a time of blessings because this is about setting intentions in this new moon cycle. So, set these intentions in your relationships: compassion, love, and joy, and blessings. And definitely check out the Deepak Chopra, the album that I put down below in the description box and the reading recommendations, okay? And your last card, as far as I can tell, is another one. Don't make assumptions. Speak openly and honestly. And look at how there's like the many faces, right? It's like because we all have many faces. And look at how they're trying to, like, they're putting their arms up and their heads in front of their mouth. Like they're not allowing them to speak. They're not allowing them to be themselves. Right? When they were talking about being yourself around others, ignoring the opinion of others, love and respecting yourself. Right? And the assumptions I feel like you're making of yourself, and you're like this beautiful light worker, this beautiful superhero, fairy, magician. You're like this lighthearted empath. And it says, when you speak openly and honestly, you won't have to make assumptions. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly and achieve impeccability with your word. Remember, if it's getting heated, walk out, walk away. One of the things I was talking about before this was about this case going on with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and who abused who, and what constitutes abuse, who, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so interesting because we're really seeing that we are all the same. And just because somebody's like, well, I didn't really abuse her, that's like on her. Like, if she felt abandoned, that's not my fault. I left the room because I didn't want to fight with her. It's like that. It's because you realize you have two energies that are coming together that don't know how to be with the other person because they don't even know themselves. They're still dealing with the dysfunction and all of the, abuse that they suffered as children or other relationships, or, you know what I mean? If we don't heal, if we don't surrender and let go of the past, how can we possibly move forward? We have to speak openly and honestly. And if you need to walk away for a little while, then you need to walk away for a little while. Nothing lasts forever. Right? Like I said before, none of us are getting out of here alive. That's the only thing we know for sure, is that we will all die. Our human bodies will perish. Our souls don't die. We'll just jump into another meat suit somewhere else, another galaxy, another planet. Maybe we'll be a pinball machine or a sponge. But whatever it is, it's like, this is where we are now. So what are you going to do with this time that you have here? And thank you so much, because your reading, this may be mine too, because I feel like this reading I felt like a lot of relief from this, because, sometimes we just need to hear messages, loving messages from Spirit on how to take good care of ourselves and others. So those are your messages. I hope you enjoyed your reading. All of my information is in the description box below if you'd like to book any time with me or donate to myself and the channel. Until next time, be really good to yourself, gentle with yourself. My favorite saying is, love yourself, heal yourself. Until next time, blessed be. Aho.